Hello students, welcome to my channel. So today we will be discussing about permanent tissue, and permanent tissues are made from meristematic cells, and meristematic cells they divide to produce new cells, and if these cells become specialized and they become specialized in their function as well as their structure. So they specialize structurally and then they start performing a special function. We call these cells as specialized cells. So permanent tissue are specialized, made up of specialized cells, and they are made by meristematic tissue by cell division. And these tissues, first of all, they lose their capacity of cell division. So these tissues have lost their capacity to divide. They are no longer able to divide. Okay, and these permanent tissues are of two types. We can divide them into two categories: simple permanent tissue and complex. Simple permanent tissue are made up of only one type of cells. Okay, only one type of cells make simple permanent tissue. Like there could be either parenchymatous cells, it could be sclerenchyma or collenchyma. Only one type of cells are involved in formation of simple permanent tissue. And complex permanent tissues are made up of more than one type of cells. Okay, so they are having parenchyma. You must have heard the names parenchyma. Then there is collenchyma and sclerenchyma. So these three types of permanent tissue may be present in the same tissue. Okay, so if there are more than one type of permanent cells in a tissue, then we call that tissue as complex permanent tissue. And as you know, in phloem and xylem, these are two conducting tissues of the plant, there are both parenchyma and sclerenchyma present. Okay, so these are complex. So the best examples of complex tissues are phloem and xylem in plants. And simple tissue, we can simply say parenchyma, sclerenchyma, collenchyma. These are the simple permanent tissue. Okay, so in this video we will be discussing about parenchyma, and parenchyma are the simplest type of permanent tissue. So parenchyma, let's discuss. Parenchyma are the most abundant type of tissue in the cell, and these are found everywhere in the plant. Okay, and they are known as, para means beside and enchyma means tissue. So beside tissue means these tissue are found beside all the other tissues. Okay, wherever there is space left around the other type of tissues, those spaces are filled with parenchyma. So these are the most abundant type of tissues. Okay, then let's see their characteristics. They are thin walled. Okay, when we see the features, they are thin walled, means their walls have no thickenings. Simple cellulose walls are there. Then generally there are no intercellular spaces between these cells, the cells of this tissue. And if intercellular spaces are there, they are very, very small intercellular spaces. And if we talk about shape, then they are oval, they could be round, polygonal. Okay, they are of different shapes, and they are living cells. Then whenever we draw them, suppose we are making them round or we are making them polygonal, we have to put a dot inside, and this dot indicates the presence of nucleus. And if nucleus is there, it means it has got the protoplasm, and if protoplasm is there, it means the cell is living. This is the living cell. So in anatomy, plant anatomy, to show the living cells, we simply put a dot inside the cell. If we draw a cell like this, it indicates the cell is dead because there is no nucleus shown. So whenever you are going to show living cells, simply put a dot in the center or wherever you like. Okay, so this dot indicates the presence of nucleus, means the cell is living cell. And these cells, the parenchymatous cells, are simple, very simple cells. The basic simple plant cells you have studied, you always study that there are large central vacuoles present in the cells. So they are the simplest type of cells, plant cells. and they have connections between each other. These connections, they are connected through cytoplasmic strands. When cytoplasmic connections are there, then these connections are known as, what do we call these connections? The two plant cells are connected by cytoplasmic connections. This is the cell wall, and here is the other cell, and the cell wall has, see, this cell wall is connected to the other cell by means of, like this is connected, okay, by means of this cytoplasmic connection. So their cytoplasms are connected, okay, and these connections are known as, what do we call these connections? These connections are known as plasmodesmatal connections. So this is plasmodesmata. Same plasmodesmatal connections are found between the cells of parenchyma, parenchymatous tissue. So these parenchymatous cells have plasmodesmatal connections between them. This is how they communicate. They communicate through these connections. And let's talk about their functions. And the functions, this most common functions performed by parenchyma is storage. They store food in the form of starch. It could be in the form of oil, okay, or it could be protein. So they store food. Then they also store what? They could store mucilage, okay, and then there another common function is secretion. The nectar produced by plants produce nectar that is actually secreted by the parenchymatous cells. And if parenchymatous cells are producing anything, if they are secreting anything, oil, they are secreting nectar, then that secretion is actually being done. The cells are actually parenchymatous cells, but they are specialized to perform this function of secretion. So they become secretory cells. We call them secretory cells, but actually they are parenchyma, okay. And they may perform photosynthesis if they are having large number of chlorophyll, large number of chloroplast, and a lot of chlorophyll in them. Then they perform photosynthesis, and these cells, the parenchyma, when they have chlorophyll, they are known as chlorenchyma. So there could be chlorenchymatous cells. So if they are chlorenchyma generally are found in green parts of the plant, and especially in leaves. And in leaves, chlorenchyma are known as mesophyll. We call it mesophyll tissue, and because they are found inside the leaves. Phyll means leaf, meso means middle. In between the leaf it is found. So inside leaf, mesophyll tissue, and they are of two types. One is spongy parenchyma and the other is pellicate parenchyma. Pellicate parenchyma I have drawn here. They are tightly packed, elongated cells. Okay, in leaves, whenever we draw dicot leaves, we draw two types of cells here, mesophylls, and the tightly packed ones are pellicate parenchyma, and the cells in which there are many air spaces are found. These are air cavities. So if air cavity is there, we call them spongy parenchyma. Spongy parenchyma because of the air spaces between them. That's why we call them what? Spongy. Okay, they are parenchyma and they are mesophyll. Why they are mesophyll? Because they are having chlorophyll. So they are chlorenchyma, also called mesophyll because of air spaces. Spongy parenchyma, also known as spongy mesophyll. Okay, these are pellicate, or because they are column shaped. Okay, column like tightly packed cells, no airs, no intercellular spaces. So we call them pellicate mesophylls. Okay, so that is based on their function. To perform the special function of photosynthesis, they are specialized. Okay, so they have more of chlorophyll. Then they also provide buoyancy. In some cells, some plants, there are air spaces. So we call them, when air spaces are there between if they are filled, parenchyma are filled with a lot of air, between them are large air spaces, large air cavities are there, then we call these cells as aerenchyma. Parenchyma become erenchyma if they are having large air spaces between them. See, erenchyma, let's draw it here. So a big spaces, parenchyma, and they have left big air space. This is the air cavity or air space. So this type of cells, these type of parenchyma are called erenchyma. Okay, and they are generally found in aquatic plants to provide buoyancy so that the plant can float on the water. And like in case of water hyacinth, Isonia, there is the petiole is having a lot of erenchyma. There are a lot of air spaces in the petiole. Okay, then so erenchyma for buoyancy. And we are discussing the functions: storage, secretion, photosynthesis, then buoyancy. Next is conduction of food and water. So this conduction is actually the radial conduction. So we should put this mark here. This is the radial conduction. This heading should be radial conduction, not the vertical conduction, because vertical conduction is carried out by xylem and phloem cells, especially the xylem and phloem elements, the specialized ones. In xylem, there are, inside xylem and phloem also there are parenchyma. Okay, these parenchyma are responsible for radial conduction of water and food. Radial conduction, the main conduction. Vertical conduction, see, vertical or downward conduction, upward or downward, both ways, that is performed by the specialized cells of specialized elements of xylem and phloem. As you know, in xylem there are vessels and tracheids. In phloem there are companion cells. Sorry, I am saying companion cells, actually sieve tube elements, which are responsible for conduction of food. Okay, so these sieve tube elements, vessels and tracheids, they are conducting food and water, but the cells, parenchymatous cells found in xylem and in phloem, they help in conduction of food and water towards the peripheral cells. See, food is moving here, okay, in the phloem, in all the directions, say downwards. Okay, but this is going to give food, this is going to provide food to roots. But what about the cells in the stem, these peripheral cells? So these cells are fed by the parenchyma found in phloem. Phloem parenchyma will feed these, and this is called radial conduction. This is the function of phloem parenchyma. Same way, xylem parenchyma help in radial conduction of water and minerals. So this radial conduction is done by these cells by diffusion, okay, through diffusion. So this is also the function. See, so this is about parenchyma. In next lecture we will be studying about collenchyma. So thank you for watching my video.